All right, it is 7:02. I'd like to call to order a regular meeting of the Brookfield Inland Wetlands Commission. Whew, today is Monday, the 13th of May, 2024. My name is Sharon Fox. I act as chair of the commission. Whew, give me one more second here. To my right is Mr. Tom Keller, who is a regular member. To my left, Mr. Excuse me, Mr. Robert Scalera, who is an alternate. So all three of us will be voting members tonight. Down to my far left is Ms. Cassandra Varian, who is our recording secretary, and further down is Ms. Laura Barkowski, who is the Inland Wetlands Enforcement Officer. So with that, we'll start with the Inland Wetlands Officer's Report, 731 Federal Road. Looks like things are going well. They did make a suggestion. Yeah, I think this goes to the applicant, if I recall.
It does.
All right, well, I know they're gonna try and take a look at that, because I know they're as interested in protecting things as we are, so, we will see what they say about that.
And I don't know if you saw the end of her report, that she is starting to say that we might be winding down at the end of our inspections. They've almost stabilized the site. I don't know if you wanted to speak to it at all, Michelle.
Yeah, I read through it. Michelle Morris with Foley's Artel Engineering. I read through it this morning, and I don't think we'll have a problem to do what she's asking. I think it's just a couple of things at the end of that swale.
Yeah.
I'll talk to him tomorrow, but I don't see it as an issue. I mean, she did recommend that everything seems to be stable and that the inspections could come to an end.
Yeah, we're open to that. I think we took a look at it about 6 weeks ago, and
We are almost there. We are almost there.
Yeah.
There's a few more plantings that I wanna see in before I'm 100% okay, just because I know probably the block party threw you guys off a little bit, on the plantings.
Yeah.
But that's about it. We're almost there.
yeah, and then I don't know if there's any, like, lessons learned, for adding a couple of extra plantings or trees, if that should have been picked up when we did the original. I don't know. That was the part I wasn't.
Making sure the site's totally stabilized was all I was talking about.
Okay.
Because I know that that slope, last time I looked, was it hydroseeded yet, or? I don't think it was, so.
I know he's close.
I know he's close.
He wants to get he wants to be able to open the apartments, so he wants to have the plantings and everything in, so I think that's the goal is.
Okay.
I think that would just be the final step before I'd say like no more inspections, it's fully stabilized, in my opinion.
And when he's doing the plantings, he can add, there's a couple of plants she wants at the end of the swale.
Okay. I said, but I'm still thinking about, if we should have picked up on the possibility of slumping when we did this, when we approved it. That's what I'm wondering.
Two engineer firms, a third
Yeah.
party, I mean.
Okay, all right, well, it's just something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Alrighty, anything, Rob or Tom, on that? Okay, 100 Candlewood Lake Road. Again, this is the school. What we are waiting for is a report from the town or the building committee to confirm that those created wetlands were created per the plan, or they had to make an adjustment. And that's all we're looking for, because that will allow us to update the plans as we have them and begin the reporting process. So again, Tom and Rob, what's pending is the CO on the school. There is no CO on this school.
They have a temporary on the building, they don't have, the site is not fully signed off
Right.
on. So, I don't wanna make it sound like that the building wasn't inspected. The building was inspected, but as far as wetlands is concerned and some of the site work, it's not completed in the way,
Right, so it's not done yet.
No.
So we brought this up, this is just before you joined, that we've asked our wetlands enforcement officer, who would normally sign off on that, not to sign off on until we get the reports. So now, of course, I don't know how much, we're gonna have to write them a note here and say, where are we? So, do you have time to do that? Maybe send a note to Paul and say, please, 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 can we just get this so we can move on? And
Sure.
we can get the paperwork, all the complete paperwork done for Huckleberry.
I will certainly send something to the municipal building committee or Paul, and do you
Yeah.
want me to CC you on that?
Yeah,
or-
that'd be great.
Okay.
So again, I wanted to just, you guys are new, so I just wanted to give you a chance to weigh in on that. That's all we're looking for. They had to create, I think they ended up creating about 2,900 square feet of wetlands. It was supposed to be 4,000, but there's a longer story there.
To make up for what they,
Yeah, and then also they were doing, so what we want, when they do a wetlands creation, it's very common that they have to change things. They know, they think what they're gonna do, they know, but when they actually get there, they say, no. And so that's all we're looking for. They had a plan, and we just wanna know, did they do the plan, or did they have to adjust it? Cause they had a biologist and a soil scientist there. That's all we're looking for, cause then we can update the plan, because we have reports that we're gonna see for the next 5 years on these wetlands. They also were to remediate some of the wetlands on the southern side too, but it's mostly the created wetlands. So that's what we want.
We just have to double check and make sure that all of the wetlands creation sites have been created. I know there was a hiccup, well, I shouldn't say hiccup, I know the demolition on the school took longer, and I thought that there was one other wetlands creation site on that side.
There is, I think most of the, as I recall, there was, I don't think there was one on the south side. I think everything they were ended up creating was on the northwest side, but
It's been a while since
it's
I've looked at the
been
plan, so I will double check.
5 years or so,
Okay, absolutely.
thank you.
isn't a lot of the parking going on the south side?
Huh?
Isn't the parking going on the south side?
I think the parking mostly goes on the southeast side, I
Southeast.
think. I
But
think about
yeah.
the east side, yeah. So, I wanna make sure you guys are all supportive of that. 23 Grays Bridge Road. I wanna thank the applicant for staying on top of all of this. I was just looking at the most recent one, and it looks like they're making progress and the riprap is in. I drive by there, the detention pond always seems to have water in it, which is nice. Hopefully, I think we had plants in there. I think we had some plants in that detention basin, or at least on the side or something. So maybe not. My memory is vague on that one too. All right, so that is that. Any questions on 23 Grays Bridge? Again, 58 Grays Bridge, we're leaving this on. This is a property owner that has to do some wetlands recreation because he filled in some wetlands for the access way at the back of his building. And he is dealing with removing contaminated soil. So we're leaving this on because we don't want to let this just slip away. Okay, enforcement. 35 Merwin Brook Road. We are waiting for their confirmation that they've got all those trees planted by the end of June.
By the end of June, and it's supposed to be fully completed by July 1st. I
Right.
actually did send him a email, I wanna say last week, just as a reminder of the stipulations of the condition, of the approval, the timeline, sent him a copy of his approval. I drove by, I don't believe any work has been done on that site whatsoever since
Okay.
last time I was out there.
All right, and because we haven't heard from them, right? And they know, they know it's important.
I do know it's important. I did send a note saying that if there's any issues or you've had a delay, like, you must go before the commission.
Right, let us,
Um,
yeah, let us know, because I said we, that was a stipulation. If we haven't heard from them, I mean, that was their requirement. We haven't heard from them, we're gonna talk about fines.
because I don't think any site work has been done whatsoever. So
Right.
it's not like they started constructing a house or anything on the property. It looks like nothing has been done at this point.
Okay.
So, just as a
All right.
update.
Well, okay, we don't have to sign off on housing permits or housing starts until this wetlands,
Plantings.
issue is resolved. Yes,
Should we send them a letter saying they're in danger of being fined?
I think this particular one probably knows that already,
It's
because I
actually
think we
written
talked
under
about
the
it.
condition of the approval, so
Yeah.
when I sent them the copy of the approval, as long as they read the sections that I called out 4 and 5, they should be good.
Okay.
Okay, 11A Cross Road. Sir, just your name and address to Cassandra, please.
Michael Cruz, 7 Garage Road, Southbury, Connecticut, 06488. For the Lavandas. Just to update the commission, when we were last here last month, I had confirmed that my clients had retained John Fanato out of Seymour.
Okay,
He has yet to actually come back out to the property. He's scheduled to come at the end of next week.
okay.
So I hope to have hopefully a plan in place to report by the next hearing.
Okay, that's terrific. I appreciate that. Again, we were, I said, I think what we all should have the general understanding that we're headed to getting whatever plantings, because there are gonna be some plantings, getting them done in the fall, which probably gets us through the end of September and the middle of October. So, I understand these guys, they're booked, so, but, these are not complicated plans that I think that we're gonna be talking about. So, as long as we're all under that sort of general expectation, let's try and get it done, let's try and get the plantings done this year, I think we're good.
Absolutely.
All right, all right, well, again, I really appreciate you giving us an update, that's terribly helpful to us, and, so please thank your
My
client.
pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, anything you guys on Crossroad?
Nope.
Okay. 499 Federal Road, anybody here? Okay. Hey, gentlemen, as you're getting ready, we'll just need your names and addresses to Cassandra.
Robert Sherwood. That's 44 East Avenue,
We have a lot of violations, so it's, gotta make sure I get the right one out of the file. So, we were making, you can stand there, you can grab a chair, whatever you wanna do to be comfy here.
The White House, right?
What's that?
This is the White House?
Yes,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Okay, so we had a plan, I think where we last left it was, maybe a couple questions about this drainage swale, why were there two, should there be one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The client was going to, at one time, propose to extend the parking lot.
Yeah,
So I was gonna use those little depressions as kind of a mitigation. He's since taken that off, and therefore we're kind of just eliminating that idea,
Mhm.
and more of that disturbance. So our mentality right now is a strict mitigation replanting plan for the removal of the trees.
so, I mean, what we had talked about potentially, like I said, was maybe, just improving this site a little bit, maybe a little bit, maybe you won't plant as many trees right there, but something that would pick up some of this runoff from the parking lot and into these swales. So are you still, I'm not sure I really understood what you said. Are you thinking you're not proposing to do these swales,
Well,
or?
yeah, I wasn't gonna propose to do the swales. We did have some of the ornamental grasses still in the planting plan, but we weren't gonna go through and do that, more disturbance and dig a small depression. But it's completely up to you. I was doing that as more of a mitigation tactic if we were adding into the existing parking lot, and the client told me not to add on to the parking lot and to remove that.
Okay, all right, okay, well, I'm sort of thinking, again, Rob and Tom weigh in here, I'm sort of thinking that since this is now, these trees are not there anymore, the trees that may have been there are not there,
Right.
right? That we have the chance to maybe, and these does not have to be a big, deep swale, I mean, but something that can pick up and slow
Yeah.
down the runoff.
I mean, the client's here, he just said he would build it. If
Yeah.
it's gonna be a problem, he wants to get this resolved and
Sure.
move on. This was like a colossal mistake on his part.
Yeah, no, I understand.
So if you wanna do something like that, my thought was just low depression, kind of build a little thing so that water does swale into it. Plant them up with some ornamental grasses, some of the grasses that can handle, the wetland environment.
I think I think that helps this site. I mean, it would
I
be
agree.
great.
There's nothing now.
There's nothing there, I mean, it would be
It would
great
be
if
a
we could.
sediment trap for any silts and salts
It-
coming up.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't think we need, grit separators and all that, considering, what we're looking at. It would be nice, of course, but, I think just, a swale that could capture, like I said, this runoff from, because some of this parking lot goes this way and tips, and it comes down this little driveway access to the back,
Yes.
right?
Yep, it's all pitched down and around.
It's all pitched down and around, so that's what I'm thinking is and again, someone's gonna have to kind of figure out, the amount of how deep it needs to be, right? I mean, I don't think it's 3 or 4 feet, and someone's gotta figure out the width of it, but something that would probably catch, the first 2 inches of rain, say in a 5 or 6 hour period, something like that, so that we can pick up any of the sand or oil or whatever, so it doesn't slide into the Still River. So that's what we're looking for, is some arithmetic, right?
Okay.
Some arithmetic to say that needs to be X feet long and Y feet wide and Z deep, okay?
We can do that.
Something like that.
Is that something we can do and kind of, in theory, just go through the staff review on that, or should we come back to you all?
It needs to come here, the way we run it in Brookfield, so, and we need, like I said, we just need some arithmetic to say, to say, look, say for a 25-year storm-ish, right, this is gonna capture 90% of the water,
Gotcha.
okay, and it's, because of that, it's X feet long, Y feet wide, and Z deep, and we can plant it with some ornamental grasses.
Do you want any other plantings in there to make up for the tree loss, or?
Well, I
just
think
your
we're
ornamental
gonna,
grasses?
we do have, they are proposing to put in, 5 service berries, 6 maples, 6,
And they're still doing that?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, 6 sweet,
I misunderstood that.
yeah, and, 6 swamp oak, sorry.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
about 22 plants, yep.
Yeah,
Trees.
so I think they are planning to do that, and then also, I said, in general, leaving down trees near wetlands or near rivers is not a bad idea, but you've got a big pile of them back there.
Yeah,
And
we-
so we're concerned that that's just way more than is necessary.
Sure,
So we're
certainly.
talking about the remediation plan would take those out.
Yes.
And I think they could probably take them out with a small bobcat, right?
But they have it listed on their construction sequence. of
Yeah,
what we'd be
that would
removing
come
at night.
out.
Yeah, we would try to remove those without any large equipment, so I was gonna try to get the
Yeah,
the
and
site
it-
guy to use a winch on the back of his,
And it doesn't have to
Wood
be, I
chipper.
mean, if you get 80% of them, that's
It's-
fine. You don't have to get,
unsightly to
you
say
yeah,
the
you
least.
don't have to make it broom clean.
Okay,
I said, it's okay to leave a couple of them there. But I think we wanna talk about getting 80% of that out of there, okay? So not every twig, not every branch, not every whatever,
Yeah, the winches on the chippers work great, too.
yeah.
they should be able to do most
Right,
of it
and
without
I don't
getting
even think
too much
most,
in
some of it's big, but most of it is even medium size, it's not like,
The stuff in the back is larger,
yeah.
and I believe the stuff on the side is a little bit more
So,
of a brush.
Right.
For the next meeting, we'll give you some calculations
Yep.
on the plan. I'll plant those depressions and, update a, bond information. You wanted a
Yep.
bond, how much the plant
Yeah,
is worth.
we just need to know your cost for these 11.
Yeah, I did submit something to staff, but
Okay.
I might
Fine.
change it a little bit with some more
Plantings, okay,
plantings
Okay.
in
so
there,
it's
but I don't see it growing,
substantially,
exponentially.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
just to update that, the same thing that you did before, so
Okay.
if they have an increase.
Okay. All right, I think we're almost there. I think we're just about there, right? Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll see you at our next meeting, so be on the lookout for when that is, okay?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll let you know. Yeah, right now it's scheduled for the 24th of June. Okay, if that changes, we'll let you know.
Yeah,
Okay.
just say no, keep missing.
All right? All right, thanks,
We
gentlemen.
would.
Anything else, you guys? Oh, man. 2A Crossroad. Anybody here for that? I think this is another one we are waiting for them to get these are pretty much all the same, guys. People inadvertently or advertently, I think it's a combination of,
Did work that you know of?
did work in the upland review area and in wetlands without a permit. So these are all essentially very similar violations, almost exactly the same. So we're trying to be very consistent in how we handle them. Some of them have the wetlands, they know exactly where they are, some of them we don't. And so, and like on 2A Crossroad, we only had the GIS map, which is only directionally correct.
There were supposed to get somebody out there to flag.
I think they are, yeah, oh,
Okay,
yeah, they,
That's where we are right now with them.
right. So, I mean, this may be, to, you know, to Tom's point, another opportunity to send them an email and say, where are you? Whose services have you secured? You know, and along with, you know, the commission would like to get this resolved so that planting can be completed this season.
Yes. I'll do it tonight.
All right,
Absolutely, I'll follow up with them via email.
okay. 84 Laurel Hill Road. Anybody here for that?
Yes, I am here.
Okay. All right. So how are you doing? Again, just your name and address for Cassandra, please? Let me get the file here. 84 Laurel. All right, so how are you doing with all this?
So I got it flagged out, and then I send through a sketch map that is, they send it to me.
Okay,
And
not
they were
that,
I think they were supposed to send some paperwork.
we're at 84, right? 84
Yes,
Laurel
84.
Hill. Make sure I got the right one.
I know that I did not get any paperwork from, for like map purposes. I know you sent me something.
Yes, yes.
But I
sent
did
it.
not get anything from your expert.
Really?
That was Jim, right? Jim
Yes,
Vanis?
yes, yes.
I didn't get anything from him.
Cause I mean, what else you're gonna need from them? Like, I know it was what you call
We need a,
the plugin that's done, that's there, and then she send
yeah,
He normally does do some map, so, is there one? I don't
we do not have,
Anything.
well, all we have is the town of Brookfield's, we have this map, you know,
Did you give it?
So you're looking for the flagging map, right?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that-
we're looking, yeah, the challenge he has, just one second, sir. He doesn't have, you know, a really nice, you know, A2 kind of
Survey.
survey.
At all.
And the town doesn't either. So we're trying to come up with, you know, a way that we can have some precision on exactly where the wetlands
Yep.
are. So we're trying to work with them on that.
Right, no, I gotcha. So that's the plan, that sketch plan that she sent it to me.
Yeah, that's this. Yeah, that's this. Look familiar?
No,
Nope.
it's different.
Does it have a line? It
Yeah, no,
draws
it's
a line
different.
on it.
I think it,
Because she drew this right here. This is where the flags are.
who's she?
Tiana. It's right there. See on the top. GM.
That's Jim. That map we do not have.
Yeah.
Can you send that to
I
us?
sent it to you.
I'm sorry, I didn't get it then. I got an email from you, but I didn't
Yeah.
get the map.
Really?
Yep, can
I-
you just
I-
forward
I-
it to me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so, let's see.
What are you guys
Wonder if
building on
it
the
was an
side of the driveway there?
Attachment didn't go with.
What are you building on
forward.
the side of the driveway?
On the side of nothing.
Nothing?
What do you mean? Where the piles is?
Yeah.
Oh no, nothing. It just fell that I went through. You know, because underneath it's a ledge, so I'm trying to put grass.
Oh,
seed
okay.
on that.
What about all the rocks that are in
Oh,
front of
it's
it?
just to put on front of it and then put some of it on my lawn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what we wanna try and get documented,
Mhm.
you know, in the plan for him. But part of the first step is to understand where the wetlands are, so we can understand if this work is actually in the upland review area, cause we don't really know for sure.
This is for the reservoir, right?
What's that?
Quarry?
Um,
Reservoir, is it a reservoir?
it's a lake.
Turtle sanctuary?
Yeah, it's a lake, so it's is it 400 feet or something like that from there? Depending where the,
Yeah, it depends on where the edge of the wetlands are. Based off of our GIS map, it looks like they're wetland soils that are in the backyard, but further down. I was more concerned that there was some tree cutting, and I'm hearing that it was an inherited maybe violation of some logs that were pushed into the wetlands. And then there was some grading work being done, and since all of this has occurred, we're just trying to get a better idea of
yeah, that's what we're trying to understand where the wetlands are on his property, so we can understand where the effort is and where the extent of the upland review area, cause we don't really know right now.
Well, you just bought the house earlier this year, right?
Yes.
So, what kind of, did you see the documentation from the closing? So how come there's nothing in there?
We don't have anything. He doesn't have anything. We don't have anything
Right,
yet.
but, I mean, you can see, that's what she extended to me, and that's where the flags are. That's
The purple
where-
line?
Yeah, the red is the purple line, and the white is where the wetlands stops.
Okay, so let's take a look at why we didn't get that. You say we got it, but we don't, so maybe you can resend it?
I sent it already.
Yeah,
and
so
then I
what is it, just a small JPEG, what is it? Is it a JPEG or what is it? What is that file?
Oh,
What is it, is it a PDF or what is it?
it should be a PDF too, yeah.
Well, you must, well, whatever it is, it's gotta be a high enough quality so that we can deal with it. If it's a, a 25K JPEG, there's probably not much we're gonna be able to do with it. But send what so take a look at that. If it's something that, is of this sort of size and quality, okay, we'll try and work with you here, right? So we don't have to send them to the expense of a surveyor, because nothing exists that we can just easily lean on.
What were you looking for, the property description in the closing documents?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that would be great, but,
Exhibit A at least,
Yeah.
probably have something in it.
They don't include like wetlands delineations and Schedule A's associated with deeds.
Okay,
If the
don't-
house
don't
is
lose
built,
that.
they don't always include surveys. If the house was being built now, it would absolutely have a survey when they bought it. But if it was an older house, sometimes there is no great mapping associated with it. And unfortunately, if people do their surveys and they never get them filed with the town, we never have a copy of it then.
Was the red box, was that the property?
That's the purple line.
That's the
yeah.
property line.
Yeah, the red box.
It's really close to the wetland.
yeah, that's what we're trying to get to is,
Yeah.
where is it? So then we can know what he's got,
So,
right?
Okay.
So we can figure out how to come up with a restoration plan. We don't want him having to do more than he needs to do, and we don't want him to do any less than he needs to do. So, thank you for getting that far. Okay, that's like step number one. Send that
Yeah, that's strange.
to us, and,
I can double check.
or here's, we've got to, because we got to do one more thing. We got to get on that map where those trees were cut and where that debris is.
Yeah, it's on June 5. It's just here. It's on the.
It's okay, whatever it is, for whatever reason, we just don't have it, so we're just gonna ask you to resend it, but
But in addition to that.
in
map,
addition to that, right?
Okay.
I mean, maybe we don't send it electronically, let's think about this, here's an idea. Can you print that off,
Sure.
okay? And then let's sketch in a pencil, right? Sketch in a pencil where this work is that you're doing to the side of the driveway.
Well, don't they have the line in the picture there?
Yes.
Yeah, but now we wanna talk,
Oh, where the
about
work is?
this.
Okay.
Now we wanna talk about where the work is, so let's,
Right there.
oh,
So-
that's,
oh.
here, I
Okay.
get your point about the pictures, I do get it, but eventually, we gotta get something hard
on
copy.
paper, yeah.
We can be digital to a point, and we're at that point where we gotta get paper.
Okay.
So, print that off,
All right.
sketch on it where you're doing that work on the driveway,
Sure.
where these trees are down,
Okay.
okay? Then that will start the process of understanding what we're gonna do to build an application to have a restoration plan. So, do us a favor, print that off, sketch it out in a pencil, drop it off, please? Is that possible?
Oh, yeah, no.
Okay, drop it off, because then we'll have your sketching,
Okay.
okay? And then we'll take a look at it at our next meeting, and we'll start to give you some guidance as to what we think the right process is for the restoration plan.
Understand.
And then we can do the application, and then we can have this all behind us.
Okay.
And you'll know exactly where the wetlands are on the property, which is huge.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I mean, when she marked it out, I already measure it, and
Yeah.
I mean, I have the long-term measuring and all that right there, and, I mean, it's right on the line,
Yeah,
right where the purple line is.
okay, that's
And-
the
and
detail we
when-
want.
Well, the question it will be for me too, it will be, because it's right on the line and the trees where it was cut.
Yep,
And I think, yeah, I really spoke to you, seeing that, and you said you need a remediation plan to add it to that. And I wasn't sure if that's gonna come from.
That's gonna be the next step. First, we wanna see, we're gonna have a piece of paper
Right,
that shows us where your home is, where this work is on the driveway,
Right.
where the wetlands are, the red
Sure.
and purple line, and then, you're gonna sketch out where these trees were taken down,
right,
okay?
yeah,
Then from that, because I don't know what that looks like, from that, we'll be able to, the three of us, will give you some guidance as to, okay, the restoration plan needs to have 3 of those, 5 of these, and 6 of these. Whatever,
Right.
making these numbers up.
right,
Then, once you have that, we'll put the application in, we'll have a meeting, we'll all be in agreement, it'll go through,
understand.
okay?
Okay, yeah, I mean, just.
Does that help?
It is, it's just, I'm just a little bit concerned because I already spoke to you and you was asking me already for a remediation plan,
Well,
which is,
just an idea as far
that is
as-
the next step that I wasn't supposed to, you know.
Well, you can, I mean, I'm,
Start getting an idea of how many trees are cut down is kind of what I was thinking thinking about you're gonna be replacing them.
yeah,
So you know what trees have already been cut down in the wetlands area, if you know where the wetlands area
Yeah,
is.
there are all
So-
the woodlands and there are like seven trees.
right,
Yeah.
right. So, if we get that on a piece of paper, then we can say, okay, let's put one here, 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 whatever, I'm making that up. And then now you've got all the information you need to submit the plan.
Right,
Because the plan will say, your address, your name, we're gonna put X number of things in per this plan. There's a check associated with that, by the way.
right.
This will show up on new business, we'll take a look at it, we'll all come to agreement, we'll approve it, and then you can go do it.
Okay,
Does
so-
that help?
Yeah, no, it does. So that means, even if I give you all the paperwork with all the measurements tomorrow, I gotta wait for the
Yeah.
next one.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I know you may have some other, reasons to move along, but for us, we just wanna get the plantings in by, in the fall.
I mean, for me, to be honest, I will plant it tomorrow. That's the main thing for me.
Okay.
It's nothing that I don't wanna do it.
Okay.
I love earth. The only thing, those trees were so angled into the property was with this kind of, poison ivy on it.
Yeah.
I have a kid and she was.
We don't
growing-
want the poison ivy on the children, no, no, no.
So what I'm just trying to do is, I took those trees down, I'm going to put more than 5 trees, that's what I.
Okay, well then, let me help you then, because you wanna, because I understand you wanna move things along. Why don't you get that plan, show us where the trees were taken out, where the debris is, where the stuff is on the driveway, on that plan printed
Sure.
out. While you do that, you can do an application. You can do that.
Okay.
You can do that, and then if you say, look, I wanna make this even better than it was, I bet you'll get the support of however many commissioners are here, okay? And then that will accelerate the process for you.
Okay, and by the
Okay.
way, I mean, I know the part on front of it,
Yep.
it's Public Works, and I put 3 trees off.
Okay.
I hope that's,
But that's in the front yard.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I mean.
no,
So
those
I
are
hope
totally
that's-
outside the
that-
wetlands. I drive by
That
house.
appears to be out of the upland review area. So that's fine. So
Okay.
let's do that. We'll combine those 2 activities. You know what you wanna do. It sounds like you wanna plant more than what you had, so you gotta improve your
Yeah.
property for your kids. Get the application in, that will be an attachment. We'll be on the next agenda, and let's see if we can move this along for you.
That would be
Okey-doke.
great.
All right,
All
you're
right.
welcome.
Awesome, thank you.
All right,
Thank you.
What's the measurement we're looking at from this particular body of water? Thanks.
the wetlands is 75 feet
From, okay.
for the
this body of
wetlands.
water,
Yeah, for the lake, I hadn't actually really
It's
thought about it. It's
100 feet
100.
from a body of water and
Yeah.
75 feet from wetland soils. So
Yeah.
It's not like an easy.
And 200, I knew there was 200 feet from Candlewood Lake, yeah.
And the Still
Uh-huh.
River.
And the Still River. I don't know why I said 4. Does that help?
You just confused me a little.
Okay, unconfuse me.
So from the body of water that's behind that house,
So that would be 100 feet, but in addition to the body of water, there's it looks like there's some wetland soils.
Yep.
And that's what so
75.
it would be 75 feet from the wetland soils and 100 feet from the edge of the body of the water.
okay.
Whichever's greater.
Both.
Both.
Both apply.
They both apply.
Right.
175
Yeah.
feet.
So,
Well, if you go with whichever's greater, that would cover both of them.
that's true. Depends on the area. It's,
Okey doke. 4 Hidden Brook Drive.
so there is no one here for this. They did let me know. I did go out to the property and I
Okay.
do have a better understanding of what actually occurred, but they do intend to come to the next meeting and have a better presentation for
Okay.
you.
All right.
So,
3 Crossroads.
this, I'm just looking at the agenda and there is, I will take credit, or take blame on this one. I did not realize that they're supposed to have everything submitted by June 13th.
Okay.
And today's the 10th, so I'm wondering if there was a little confusion there.
Might have been.
So,
We can just
So-
add this to your email
I'll
follow-up.
just add it, yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Unless there's somebody there, Joe? Okay,
Okay.
I think so.
All right. Boy, that's a lot of them. All right. I think we can move on then to old business. We got 89 Obtuse Road South. Just get the file here.
Turn the chair. Gee,
89.
You wanna grab 91 too,
Yeah.
please?
Got it.
yeah. I've had practice of doing this.
I'm sure you have. It just looked like the table was trying to fight you as much as it could.
I was just gonna take it with me.
All right, so we'll start with 89.
So, since the last meeting, I was able to go out and do soil testing, because it's not in the wetland review area.
Okay.
So I have added, I have added,
Does this look familiar?
nope, that's not it.
No, this is one we talked about the last time.
Is it, what's in this deck? Is that this one? I have it.
Yeah, I don't think I saw it in this deck.
It was a wetland improvement and tree removal plan and a septic plan.
Well, let's see, let me see, let's look over in here. This one is 91. No, that's the old one. That's the one that was superseded. All right, somehow, whatever you got new, we don't have.
I know,
I know, you absolutely dropped it off.
Is it possible?
Did
It's over in
did they
some-
all wind up in the file somehow?
I don't know.
Cause I gave you the 2 big ones and,
Yeah, there should be one in the file.
if not, I have stuff here, Sharon. I don't have the full, well, actually, I do have the full.
We're gonna have to get a plotter in the meeting room. Just spit out a new one.
There should be.
I can give you my copy, Sharon.
Oh, all right, well, okay. All right, I'll put receipt on. Okay, so this is 89.
Is that 2 plans there?
What?
It appears to be. No?
This is, it's 3 plans total.
Okay,
This is 2.
okay, hang on.
Sorry.
That's okay. So this is,
So that's,
this one is.
89, so here's the pond down
Where
here.
does it say? Does it say 89 someplace?
Yeah, right here, 89.
Oh, sorry. I'm going wetland improvement, blah, 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 okay. All right, so this is 89.
So this has the pond,
Yep.
and then it has the wetland area, and then we have the upland review area.
Yeah,
So what I added, so what we were,
you're gonna give us this one, right?
yep, that's what I'm saying. And then, so this is the wetland improvement, and I gave you the septic plan, which shows you just more detail. I tried to simplify it a little bit.
Okay,
So I added the driveway, the house, the septic is up here.
yeah,
So, at the last meeting, we talked about creating a buffer.
mm-hmm,
So, I know you had asked for 35 feet with the separation to the septic and the house and the setbacks for for the zoning.
Okay,
I was able to get you 30 feet.
okay,
But what I did add was a rain garden here that would treat the roof.
Okay.
And then I have another rain garden over here, which would treat the driveway of a trench drain.
oh, cool,
That comes in and treats the driveway, so
for
all.
this wetland, okay.
Yes, so all of the impervious new surfaces are gonna be, captured and treated.
Okay,
And then the only tree that we were actually removing is kind of outside of the, it's kind of on the edge of the wetlands and the upland review area. So I added a couple little trees here to,
so what are
replace-
those, maples?
They're
A maple
maples.
to remain, and these are maples over here?
Yeah, so
Okay.
this one was a little, I wanted to simplify it to make it so it was easier to see for you. So on this plan, at the plan, I call everything out. So these are three.
Oh, is this the one you think we ought to approve then?
Yeah, I would do this one. So there's three maples, and we talked about doing 1.5 inch caliper, so I did 3 of the
Okay.
maples here. And then, I have a bunch of plantings in here, which kind of go with my rain garden detail.
So, the wetlands flag 38, so you're taking out, you got, invasives like barberry and Rosa Sharon and poison ivy, I assume,
Yeah, it's
in there.
very, very
Nasty.
thick. Yep.
What about trees? Are you taking any trees down in this one? I
So
don't-
there's the one tree
just
that's
the
in here.
one? Okay.
And this is a really big tree that he wanted to save, so we're gonna, make sure that that stays. But mostly in the wetland area, it's just cleaning out the vines on the trees. They're actually, I took
Okay.
a picture to kinda
I
show
believe you. I mean, that's
Okay.
okay. I mean, you're not taking, you're just, you want to take this one down, this
Correct.
dead tree.
Yep,
Okay. And the rest of them are gonna remain.
right. And it's just clearing out all that invasive and
Yeah.
then reseeding, replanting, and, building it back up. And I put a fence here to kind of protect this area. I left a
Okay.
little opening for their access to the pond.
Okay. I know you guys are just seeing this. Can you see?
Yeah,
Yeah, let me get, move this chair.
I know it's a little more than what we had last time, but I was like,
Yeah.
I was able to schedule the test and get it done, so I was like, I'm here, might as well show it all, so I don't have to come back a second time for
Yeah.
this.
Okay. Well, like I said, you talked about, I said there was, I think it probably applies more to the next one, because I didn't remember you were taking a lot of trees out here. Like I said, they do talk about leaving dead trees and things in the wetlands, 'cause I said they do take out so many nutrients, and if you leave them there, the nutrition goes right back into the wetlands. So I think that's something to be thinking about, even though, because neatness and tidiness and a manicured lawn is
Yeah,
not
and the
always
other-
the best situation.
When we get to that one, I just took the note off to,
Okay.
so that they don't remove the dead, fallen trees.
Okay.
I know, and I added in the notes,
Yeah,
that no hydraulic equipment would be used within the 30-foot setback.
yep,
Everything would be hand removed, they'll use a chainsaw, obviously, but I put it here on, as well,
Yeah.
30-foot
Yep.
wetland setback. No hydraulic equipment to be used within the area or upland boundary, so
Okay.
I noted it there. I know that was a concern.
all right. I think this works.
It's a lot
Yeah.
but we don't have a lot of room to do
Yeah.
anything, and
Well, I appreciate you trying to get, I said the 30 feet, you got as close as you can. You can't always do that, but you were certainly close enough, right? Plus or minus 5 isn't gonna make any big difference.
that's what I thought. And like I said, those wetlands, the setbacks from zoning is tough, and I had to keep 50 feet from the septic. And
Yeah, and I'm sorry, you said there's a fence? Is that,
So it's right here, you'd see this line here. I
Okay.
showed it here. So it's kind of fences it off so that they don't encroach into the wetland.
okay, so now is this, you think this is gonna be grass, or are they gonna have to mow back in here?
He wants to keep this tree, so I think they might want to, because this is gonna be the access to the pond, so they
Yeah.
might want to, they might
Make
mow
them have a path?
a little path or something down to the pond. Because a part of the rights for the couple of lots in this subdivision was they
Okay.
all have access to the pond, for recreational, fishing, whatever they wanna use.
Okay,
And
well-
they can't use motorboats, but they could use rowboats and stuff
Oh,
in there.
that sounds like fun. Well, then I think the only thing that we might add to this would be grass may not grow past this line kind of thing. That's what I'm thinking about adding. So that, because again, they're gonna wanna have access here, that's gonna have to be grass, the path is no problem, but, you know, we don't wanna have, well, this is kinda protecting this here.
Well, that's like kinda why I put the rain garden there, was because it kinda enveloped the wetland a little bit, and you
Right.
just had this little, and they're gonna keep that tree, so you kinda just had this little path.
Okay,
And that's why I added the fence, so they don't mow past the fence, that was my thinking.
yeah, and then we
But if
got
they
it.
put grass down there, they will. They're gonna have to
Yeah,
go
well, that's
past
what, I
it.
think we can do sort of, because I think here we can even do like a no, we can even like a no mow line past. I mean, if the grass grows, the grass will grow. I mean, we can't, I don't think we can stop the grass, but we can stop the mowing and then let Mother Nature deal with it. So maybe we could have like, the silt fence could be like a no mow to the other sideline, something like that. What do you think?
That's okay.
I guess as long as it doesn't impede their access.
Yeah, we shouldn't, because it's, I think it'll be at where they've got the silt fence. It'll be a no mow past on the other side of this silt fence.
Okay, yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay. So let's highlight that.
I'm just wondering if there's anything you can put in where the grass, which would impede the grass from growing. Start getting tall grass and then wetlands, and
But
you
usually
have
Mother,
ticks, and then people will start mowing it down.
well, that's why we're gonna put a no mow line, like, I'm thinking here, this is their silt fence, right?
Yep.
This pink
heavy-
line
This heavy line.
will be a no mow line. No mow onto the wetland side. No mow? They'll get a path, right? They'll get a path. Because the grass won't do well in the wetlands, but it would do well if they kept mowing it and crunching it down with a mower and compacting the soils. So this is a no, where's north?
North is that one,
So we are add
kind of the east.
a no mow line on the northeast side?
The east side of the house,
No mow line,
or on the west side of the wetlands.
is that, no, this would be the west side, right? So I want them to mow here, but I don't want them to mow here.
So, yeah.
East
the
side. At a no mow line east of the pink line.
Just make the gate 24 inches. Can't get a mower back there.
Yeah. I figured they'll do a gate, something on that
Yeah.
fence. You might not like the fence, but I did the. It protects the rain garden and the wetland area.
Okay, so just drop a signature in there if you wouldn't mind, please. You need a pen?
No, I haven't, I just wanted to change the color. Today's the 10th.
Did I stamp this one?
Yes.
Sheet?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Questions?
The barn's coming down, right?
That's on the next one, that's on 91,
Oh, that's,
so this is right next to the barn.
oh, there it is.
Okay.
Yeah, so this lot we're talking about is actually over here.
Okay.
It was all part of a older subdivision.
to figure out the paper situation. I know she dropped them off.
Yeah, well, it's not, I'm sure they're not far. I mean, considering all the paper that comes in and goes out, you guys do a great job. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect.
If someone was, I'd be worried about them.
Yeah, right. They're not telling you something.
Exactly.
So, all right, well, I'm good with this one. Okay, you guys, one of you wanna make a motion, you want me, I can do it. I'll make a motion to approve, application W-24-27, 89 Obtuse Road South, as described on a map by Artel Engineering with an original date of 6/3/24 and a last revision date.
It's a new plan, so there was.
So there is no revision date, because this is a new plan with all the usual stipulations, plus, the map has been updated to have a no mow line on essentially the eastern side or the wetlands side of this highlighted line on this map.
Second.
Any discussion on the motion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimous. All right, so we're done here. And today is the 10th. careful with this, when you squish it, sometimes it holds the paper. So so you gotta do it just exactly, almost right. Okay. All right, do you want, we don't need these. Would you like these back?
Well, do you want to keep them in the file because I submitted them?
Oh, okay. I don't need them. Wetlands doesn't need them.
Hold on to them, that's fine, just because they're the more detailed plans.
Yeah.
Well, they're the
She approved them
they're
for
the
detail, and then I have like,
specifications for the septics and
yeah, but it has the rain garden
the rain
detail on
garden.
it.
Yeah, you're right.
I'll take the notes.
Okay, let's see here. Okay.
God, you're finding the original folder.
Yeah, no, you got it. I just, you know what, I liked, when I put it back in, I just like to put it in to show the one that I signed.
I know, but come on.
What? What? Come on. Oh, that works too. All right. Oh, yeah, look at that. Thank you, Joe. All right, so that is that one. So now on to
91. If you don't have it, here's.
91. Let's see, I have received May 13th. This was the original one. Now, this one I got a little note, stipulations, no hydraulics in the wetlands, dead trees could, if removed, to be replaced. But I think we do want to talk about that a little bit more. So, okay, I don't have anything new here.
We'll give you, I'll give you this one.
All right.
Take this one.
Let me put this back. All right, because this one we were talking about how many trees and wheres and stuff like that, right?
Yep. So, this one, I actually went out again this morning. There is a very large tree here
Uh-huh.
that, and I took better pictures of it this morning. So it's this tree, you can see it's all dead in here, and I have another angle of it.
What is this, all this stuff? Is this all these nasty
It's the
vines on it?
vines on everything. That's
Oh,
what he wants
geez.
to go in and pull all the vines off.
Oh, my God.
Picture, but, so
They've
this
gotten
is the.
carried away all throughout town, it seems. As I drive around, I've been noticing it.
Yeah,
It's
and
awful.
you can see in here,
And it's,
you can
it's
see
the weight on
the
it.
vines coming up these trees. So the vines are very aggressive. There's another one of like all the vines, coming up, and see all the vines hanging off the tree.
Mhm.
I thought I had a better picture, but this one is, it's hidden by the vines, but it is dead as could be, and it's a very large tree.
Yeah.
So that is this tree here. So I proposed two maples to replace that tree. And then all the other trees that we wanna remove, it's all on the upland review area that we wanna remove. Everything in here is just kind of getting rid of the vines and all that, the invasive barberry, all that stuff in there. It's just kind of cleaning it out and then replanting it with the wetland mix.
So the lot goes here, right? The lot goes to this,
Yeah, so
Right.
see here, so this
And-
is the pond,
oh, okay.
this is the pond, and then this over here, so, you remember we did the driveway
Yeah.
with the crossing, so the crossing, which is already in, is here now. And this is the barn, which there, you would ask, the barn as of now is proposed to stay, we're not looking to get rid of it. We're hoping that they'll repurpose it, to use it to live in. That's why we're not proposing anything on here except maybe a septic, which hopefully would just be up here. So this is just really, this application is just to come in and clean this up, because as you can see, it's overwhelmed with invasives in there.
Yeah, and it's not, I mean, I said to Mike,
I don't know.
this conversation about, I said trying to leave, because this is all nutrition that came out of those wetland soils. What could we do to leave stuff there? And I'm struggling with how do we do that?
Right, and there was some trees, I think, that were down in here, which
Uh-huh.
I took the note off that we were gonna remove those.
Okay,
So.
they're gonna
See 'em right
stay.
there. Some trees laying down.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's
that-
these guys, right, over here?
Yeah, it's all in here, so, those are the extra pictures I had, I was like, look at those.
Yeah, we might have them in the file.
I know, I
No,
took
they're over
these
here.
today. I took all these this
Okay.
morning, cause I went out just to have a better, wanted to make sure I got a good understanding of what we were taken out. But I wanted the only, you know, like, I think this is the area, cause some of these dead trees are up near the barn.
Uh-huh.
So those I was removing, but anything down here, we're gonna keep them. And then I added, you know, just to keep it consistent with the neighbor, I kept the 30-foot, you know, no
Okay.
hydraulics.
Okay, so I mean, I'm good with taking out the trees here, I get that, because they probably wanna have some use here. Are they, so do we know like extent of yards here?
Nothing yet, because he doesn't, no one there's no buyer for this lot yet, and like I
Okay.
said, the hope is to keep the barn, so this would probably be the yard, and again, we'll have to do some sort of access to get down to the pond for them.
Okay, well, we might think about what we did on the other one too, we might for now, right, I mean, it could be changed, you know, we might have like a no mow line, you know, maybe, I don't know what this is
So this
something
is a
specific?
30-foot offset.
Yeah, so maybe we'll do for now, right, like a no mow line?
Well,
this-
maybe, because the other one was kind of closer to the wetlands, so maybe we do half the distance, so we come in kind of in here, so there's no mow line for now.
Oh, well, I could probably be,
The mow line wasn't it the 30-foot mark?
it was
No,
actually, it was almost right on the wetlands, so
Okay.
you're probably, yeah, you're right, so it should be a little bit, 30 feet is a little too much to ask. So, but we can probably do a no mow line, you know, I don't know, you're right, maybe 10 feet off these,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm fine with that.
And there are, these vines are coming down, this dead ash is here, there are trees in here that are down, and they're gonna, nothing is, whatever there is,
Staying.
trees are staying, it's just the vines are coming out.
Right, and
And
we're just,
invasive plants are coming out, and you're replacing it with these trees? Is there
Yeah.
anything going in here is there anything going in here, like shrubs or bushes or anything?
I'm doing the wildflower mix, which I have in here, so
Okay.
the New England, wet mix is gonna go in here, so it, you know, grows up and reestablishes that, like, wetland area. You know, cause I know at the last meeting, we talked about just replacing, you know, if you took a tree down to replace the tree, since we're not taking any trees down in here. I'm trying to keep the canopy, 'cause there's
Yeah.
a pretty good canopy in there, so it's just really getting the ground cover and replanting it back up.
You concerned about removing, whatever plants are creating those vines?
No, I'm not so
Or
worried about the
replacing-
vines, I'm just worried about, I'm just trying to understand what will go in here. You know, sometimes some people put like shrubs, you know,
Mhm.
up next to a pond or in wetlands. That's what I was asking, what the plan was, and she's saying it's a wildflower mix, which I think is fine too.
Yeah, like I said, it's a pretty, like, you have a pretty big, if you could see here, because the pond is, it's actually green, the pond is green.
Oh my God.
So you have a pretty
Hmm.
heavy canopy of trees that are gonna be staying in there.
Yeah, I mean, eventually, I mean, if you were to keep all the runoff, because the pond's green from the runoff from someplace,
Yeah, which is,
the yard.
which
Right.
there's no yards, this is all, when I
Yeah.
walk through, this is all high grass right now.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I wonder, so you wonder what is making it.
there were ducks in it.
Hooray. Okay, so 3 trees down here, that's it. Bushes come out of here. You're replanting something,
So I'm gonna do 2 maples here.
two maples here,
And then
everything,
this is all wildflower.
wildflower, and whatever big trees are laying down there stay,
And
and,
then just this 1, 2, 3,
and then
4,
these are
5.
coming out. They're far enough away from the wetlands that they're not providing any shade anyway, so.
No. Yep. And they're pretty unhealthy, like you can see, these are what we're looking to take out, you know,
Right.
there's nothing on them to provide shade anyway.
Right.
Instead of a no mow line, would you be better off having like a no chemical line so that people don't, to get rid of the grass, put down grass killer? Which would actually be worse for the pond than mowing?
That's something we do think about, that's why I kinda ask about grass. I would say I don't think we have the right, the state has given us the right to say you can't use lawn chemicals. I don't think we have that right. I've never heard of that. You can't do anything we can regulate what's in the wetlands, but I don't think we can say no glyphosate in your yard.
I'm just thinking about what,
Yeah.
you know, someone in
It's
the
a great
future may
idea.
do.
It's a great
If they
idea.
can't mow the grass, well, the high grass is blocking my view, I'm gonna do something to get rid of the high grass.
Well, if we can, anything that they would do in the wetlands, they would need permit to put glyphosate down, for example. They would need a permit to do that,
Yes, they told you.
if they told us, right. And even if we put it on the plan, they'd still have to read it. So, yeah, it's a little bit of a, you gotta kinda count on people doing the right thing.
No, I get it.
Yeah, but it's a good idea. Okay, so let's do this one in blue here. Let's do a no mow line.
Here, 10 feet off. What's my scale on? 20 scale?
Oh, okay, so, well, all right, well, that's, is that it? So go this way?
I'm just gonna give you some marks to
All right,
connect the dots.
am I going that right there?
Yeah,
Hit a slide rule.
Uh-oh,
keep going this way.
There?
You go, and this way. You're here. You're here. And you're in. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
A no mow limit to the east.
Is that a 15-foot line or a 10-foot line?
10-foot line. This line, which is 10 feet off wetlands. Okay. I mean, I like the idea, you know, we have never done that. We've
Mhm.
never said, you know, and oh, by the way, well, I don't even know if it's in some of the usual stipulations, which is you can't put pesticides in the wetlands in the usual stipulations. We don't have that.
I would have to go through them all. We have a lot of
We have a lot of them.
stipulations.
Let's
and I
take,
do
we'll
not
take a
have
look
them
at
all
that.
memorized.
It's a good idea. We should,
Damn you.
you know,
Shame on
we should,
me.
even a note, like an approval note, you know,
What we have.
even an approval note.
You know, like I
I
said,
mean, in theory, if they did it and we found out about it, it's a violation.
It's
right.
So,
But
I mean, we're
like I
just
said, I was just
warning
thinking,
them. We're warning them.
people are always looking for alternatives. Well, it doesn't say I can't do this.
Well, it says that you can't do anything in the wetlands without agreement from the commission, so. Okay, I don't have anything. Tom,
All set.
Rob, you all set? All right, you wanna try this one, or you want me to do it?
I'll give it a shot.
Alrighty,
Oh, this one's different than this one.
what do you need?
Make a motion to accept application number W-24-26, 91 Obtuse Road South, as per the plan from Artel Engineering.
Yep, sorry.
That's all right. Dated 5/1/24 with the
And last-
last revision date of 5/23/24. With the revision of the no-mow line to the east of the blue line, 10 feet off the wetlands,
And all the usual stipulations.
and all the usual stipulations.
You said accept, so you didn't get to
Oh.
say
Approved, pardon me.
Okay, Rob, you wanna second that?
Thank you.
Second.
Okay, Rob seconds. Any discussion on the motion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimous.
Thank you
All
very
right,
much.
thank you, thanks, Michelle, appreciate it. Yep. Okay, so that is that one. Now I've got 499 Federal Road. They're still working on that, so I'll make a motion to continue 499 Federal Road to our next regularly scheduled meeting.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimous. All right, new business. I got 50 Arrowhead Road.
It might be easier to do it from the other
So
side.
we'll get,
Chair?
yeah.
Here, you can take mine, it's closer.
Shit. All right, could you guys give your names and addresses to the family, please? Absolutely. before you get going, Abigail, let's just do a quick look at
gotcha.
this application. Okey dokey, 60 Arrowhead, total acreage on the property, 10,000 square feet, disturbed wetland area 0, total wetland 0, water course 0, water courses, total linear feet is 90. So they're proposing the construction of a new locker system comprised of 3 separate buildings. Stormwater management is provided in a large gravel area under the buildings, small rain garden, additional site amenities. Okay, I like the zeros.
I like the, we like the zeros.
Like
as
zeros.
well. Okay,
So it's a construction of,
so what we're constructing, let me give you,
So here's our version. So let's,
sure,
how come this doesn't have a date on it?
Here.
Stamped. Okay,
oh, stamped in, I don't know.
I don't either.
I don't know
We're
what
not
you-
perfect. Okay, but now we do.
It's okay.
Now we do. Okay, what
I
are we
don't-
doing here?
I don't
So
know.
where's the lake?
The lake is down here.
Okay,
So what we have here is, this is Arrowhead Point
yeah,
Road here.
yeah.
This is the community beach for Arrowhead Point community. There is a set of large masonry steps down from the road. These steps were always existing. They were replaced where we took off the veneer and added new treads
Uh-huh.
to the new steps. And then a little while ago, I believe Steve Palizzi from the committee was in front of you and asked for a permit for reconstructing
Oh,
or
right,
adding a
right,
new
right, like
wall.
a year or so-ish.
Exactly.
It'll go,
Huge
right.
retaining wall.
Yep, yep.
So the retaining wall has been constructed.
Great.
Part of that was taking the existing lockers building,
Oh, I remember, there was a big conversation about these lockers.
these
This-
lockers.
Oh, no, this is coming back to me, yes.
It's okay, it's all good, it's all good.
It's all good.
So,
how high is it from the top of this to right here? Just the drop.
oh, what do we have, the top of the current wall, 4.9, oh, that's a curb, sorry, top of wall, bottom wall, 9 feet, that's about right,
It's about
right?
9
It's
feet.
about 9
So
feet.
the lockers are about 9 feet?
The lockers are gonna be about that height, the roof, the top of the roof will be, yes.
Correct. So, the original permit had the lockers just being moved over, the wall was gonna be constructed, and then we were gonna put the lockers
So,
back.
refresh my memory, what's
Yes.
there now besides the wall? What's here now? Anything?
So what has been constructed now is a huge gravel area that's the base for the walkway and the lockers.
Okay, so so it's the wall and a gravel,
Yes, and then it's
pad.
all lawn, and then nothing else is happening down below here. So the focus really is the construction of the new lockers.
okay. And you got silt fence here,
Correct, so we're,
and you're not going this way,
that's correct.
and you're not, do you have any soil stockpiles or anything? You don't need any, what's this?
There, we don't need any soil, new tree, so we've got
Okay.
we've got a landscaping plan that I'll show you after, but what we're proposing to do is some hardscaping here.
Okay,
All of that hardscaping would pitch to a huge gravel area that's underneath these lockers. And then we also have a gravel area,
so what are, these lockers are like buildings?
they're
That's what-
buildings, it's a building.
Okay, and they're gonna have stormwater? Or are you gonna have roofs and the stormwater goes where?
So everything is falling off the roof,
Okay.
landing on the hardscape.
Okay,
I'm not gonna draw on yours, I'm gonna draw on mine.
all right,
And pitches, High Point pitches right under the building, and this is
okay.
extremely, well, not extremely, it's a foot to 18 inches
Of
deep
gravel?
gravel
Okay.
of this whole entire
All right,
area.
so you're not, okay, all right.
We're also
not
pro-
directing the water anywhere, okay.
We are not directing the water anywhere, anything
Okay.
is flowing into this gravel, it's gonna
Alright.
soak in, and then we're also proposing, just for an added measure, a rain garden over here. There is side slope from the neighboring property, so we just wanna pick up any of that water, just let that settle in there. If anything does happen to come off here, it's gonna go into that rain garden, then we just have a small overflow, and here's an existing swing set.
And it
That is
really
it.
shouldn't, right? Cause
It
these are all,
should
it should
not.
all go this way.
Mm-hmm,
All right.
absolutely.
There's no walkway to the dock?
No, it's all lawn.
Okay.
It's all lawn, we're not
And-
proposing any additional
So
though.
what are these gonna be constructed out of, and you know, inside, sides, and
Yeah.
roof.
So it's wood framing, you have, hardy board, on the exterior. All these are locker stalls.
Oak?
Yeah, so each one will have its
Paddle
own
boats?
door.
Or
Okay.
paddle boats or smaller?
No, they're small, actually you could fit a paddle boats in there. And then they'll have hooks for people to just have
Just
their
their stuff.
belongings, that's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is where the residents will store all their beach stuff.
Yeah, the majority of the residents who have lockers are those who do not have property on Candlewood Lake.
Yep.
So they have boats
Right,
here.
so what happened was originally we had, I think it was 30 lockers that we were supposed to put back, which was the existing. And then, the board decided that they wanted to, supply additional lockers to the rest of the residents.
Mhm.
And that's how this whole, got rearranged.
Right.
How many boat slips are there?
Um,
And are there plans to have more?
No plans to do anything, below the 440.
No, we
there's
are
like 20
avoiding anything below the
Yeah, I'm sorry?
440.
There's like 20.
I'm hearing very
Slips.
interesting
It's just
stories
one dock,
about
right?
those applications.
It's one long dock with slips,
Yeah.
yeah.
For a couple.
Yeah, it's actually slips on one side and then just, parallel on the other side.
And this is the planting plan for the,
Sorry.
oh, look at that, you got bushes.
Sorry.
I should've known, Abigail.
Should've known. you
Should've
have a
known.
planting plan.
Yeah, looks terrific.
Thank you. So, we are, again, planting this rain garden now, a couple of shrubs in front of here.
And these are all natives?
They are not 100% native, Sharon. We
What?
do not have irrigation in here either, and this is a steep slope, so we're trying to get a lot of material also that can handle like really drought
Okay.
tolerant plants up here. But of course, in the rain garden, we have some room. But we've got the clethra, we've got the
Yeah.
Kodiak orange bush honeysuckle.
Okay.
Those are all native.
No barberries.
No.
I knew that.
No
No barberries.
No burning bush.
No burning bush.
No burning
No
bush.
bamboo.
No bamboo. Apparently
Okay.
there's a bamboo now that we can get that's not invasive. It's really cool looking, but I'm just so scared to put the word bamboo on my planting plan.
I would be,
It's not bamboo, it's.
yeah, it's,
But
not-
it's
I don't know what it is, but, okay, so,
Anywho.
the only thing that's, so you've got some non-natives to handle this drought
Correct.
here?
Correct.
Okay. Bulbo hydrangea, oh my, all right,
Super fun.
nice, okay, all right, yeah,
Right now, up here along the road, there's one of those evergreen bushes that
Yes.
goes along the whole road, right?
Correct. We are removing all of those evergreens and we're putting a brand new planting on that whole slope. And then part of this, Laura asked if we're putting in this application, make sure we have everything that we're doing. We are looking to add in a future phase, but wanted to get it on the plans and approve new security fence along here with some sort of gate system, whether it's sliding or manual open here. So that's the only addition to the plan.
And what's right here along the neighbor's line?
There's a
Is
partial
there a fence
retain.
there?
No, there's nothing actually.
Yep, so there's a retaining wall here. We don't have a fence coming along that line. We do have safety railings starting at this point, coming along the entire top of that new retaining wall and swinging back here, and this is a beautiful level lawn area. It's significantly reduced the drainage problems that actually were causing erosion down here. And since this wall's been installed, there has been zero issue with runoff
Oh, that's
and
good.
drainage. Yeah, it's been a huge improvement, big safety improvement as well.
all right,
It wasn't a little scary.
I think this looks good.
Excellent.
I think this looks
a
good.
lot of
Thanks-
work.
Thanks for that. I'm satisfied with, you know,
I'm sorry, I
yeah.
just wanna add something. to
Yes,
that.
please do.
So the board,
your board.
yes, our board, and I was there, I went down there before the meeting, yesterday, and, their landscaper, at their direction, added some topsoil, covered it, and then rerouted this to go around the topsoil, and that was for all
I'm
this
sorry, rerouted what?
the silt fence. Is that the silt fence?
That's the silt fence.
Yeah, so instead of the silt fence, coming straight here,
Mhm.
it did change a little bit, because there's a little stockpile here.
Is that
of-
gonna stay, or that temporary?
No, when we finish the construction, then, all that's damaged here, that topsoil is gonna be used to just dress it, and then seed it.
Okay,
Seed.
so you've got a soil stockpile here,
Yeah, so it's right here,
a temporary
yeah.
soil stock. All right, well, let's put this on the plan so that when Laura goes out to inspect this silt fence, she's not surprised by
Can I
this.
draw on this? With
Yep.
my pencil?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
your map.
So this one, is this, and this.
Thank you for bringing that up, because that would have caused a,
Yeah, that's,
kerfuffle.
yeah, and
We
I.
don't want
and-
any kerfuffle.
and I
No
asked them-
kerfuffles.
No, sorry.
You know, I told them, I said, why are you guys doing this? It's a couple of days before we're having our meeting.
okay, so, this is, GSF. And this is a temporary soil stockpile, right? How long is temporary?
As soon as we finish the construction, and then, we're gonna do that way before we do all the plantings, just to get all the soil.
To be removed at completion of project, right?
Yes.
How long do you think it's gonna take?
This is gonna take about 3 to 4 weeks to construct.
Somebody dropped their initials in there. Oh, that always happens, yep. So thanks for that. Like I said, that does cause a kerfluffle.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I said, I'm satisfied with this. The rain garden, great idea, always terrific. Thanks for this. As you know, state of Connecticut, got 2 weeks, so I can't approve it.
It's a modification, actually.
Is it?
From
Oh, that's-
their original retreat.
Oh, it is. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Modification, yep. So thank you for that. Okay, good. Well, then we can't approve it. I'm all set with this. Rob, Tom, you guys all right?
Yeah,
I'm okay.
Okay.
I think it's nice.
Thank you. You wanna try again?
I'll try again.
Okey dokey.
Make a motion to approve application W 20-24-32. Wait a minute, I'm reading the wrong one. Application to approve
See, it's hard to be.
W 24-3150 Arrowhead Road. The site improvement modification from
By-
A2 Land Consulting PLLC, dated 5/29/24. Any updates?
No revisions.
No revisions, with the modification that the temporary stockpiles will be removed by the project completion,
And all the usual stipulations.
and all the usual stipulations. I gotta remember to say that one.
Second.
All right, any discussion on the motion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimous. All right, thanks for reminding me that this is a modification.
Thank you so much for
All
your
right, you
time.
guys, yep.
We appreciate it.
I gotta remember the usual stipulations.
All the usual stipulations,
Yes.
right? It will come to you, till that one moment when you say,
Mr. Sosa
crap.
has one more question.
Yes.
So now it goes to the buildings department, we need to get the permit from the buildings department. Will
For the
they-
lockers.
Right, so when we come back tomorrow, will they be able to have this already on record?
So give me a little time in the afternoon to be able to mark it off that they did the approval, because
Okay.
I don't get home until after this.
So,
meeting.
no, that's fine.
But
I
yeah.
just wanted to know when I could, so the following day would be better?
So probably like within 24 hours, I normally at the very least mark it off in the online portal. You might not
What'd I
get your
do?
physical permit
Okay,
until your physical approval letter for a few days.
okay, all right, thank you very
Normally
much.
mark it off the next day or so.
Thanks so much, Laura.
No problem.
Okey doke.
Thank you, everybody.
All right,
Have a
take
great
care,
night.
yep.
Want me to leave this here?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, next is 14 Candlewood Lake Road.
Thanks again.
Yep. So again, name and address, and you can grab a chair for Cassandra.
Oh, Westbrook.
All right, so you got his name and address? Okay, Mr. Marinas?
Yes, correct,
Okey-doke.
thank you.
All right, so we got an application here for, just real quick, let me take a look at this. Should get over here. Pave landscaped area to create a truck loading stall behind the former Bed Bath and Beyond, 34 acres, disturbed wetland area 0, total wetlands on the property. Did we know that?
It's adjoins Westbrook.
Okay, so we don't, give me 1 second here. Okay, I'm thinking about another property. All right, so total wetlands on the area you're saying is 0? It's just the water course, it's just the
Correct,
brook?
correct.
Yeah, I think that's true. I was thinking, all of a sudden I was
Yeah.
having a
I've
mind
made
meld on
application for the
BJ's and I
shopping
know,
center before.
Yeah.
We did the bank and we did the supermarket.
okay.
I don't recall that we ever had I know we don't have a delineated wetland back there.
Okay,
but-
and this is not a modification, right?
See, I thought we were gonna do this as a modification, because this is just the grassy area for
Correct.
that's
For the,
kind of
behind the
for
Bed Bath
loading
and Beyond.
dock.
Yeah,
So-
there were some prior applications here, as you know, who did
It wasn't submitted as a modification?
Looking.
I did prepare the application, I'm not sure which box I checked.
All right, well, here, we can, while we're working that out, I'm trying to figure out total wetlands on the property. I need to fill that in. So do I need to fill it in, if I fill it in manually, is that good enough? Or
As
do you?
long as he initials, I'm fine with that.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right, so that's 0. So just drop your initials there, please. And you think we can handle this as a modification?
I think
This
we
has
do,
been a.
because the entire project had a wetlands permit associated with it when you constructed, correct?
Yes.
The
I mean, it's all done. I mean, I don't know if it's a modification. The project is all done, right?
project is, so what it is actually, there was a loading dock there at one point in time.
Correct.
It had since been
Paved
removed, they put
existing
in a grassy island area.
Yeah,
Which has, now he's proposing the original loading dock to come back in.
okay.
So
Yeah.
that's why I was a little bit saying, like, I guess we could do this as a modification, because it was part of the original building plan. They changed it though, they modified it, now they're modifying it again.
I'm fine with that, if you're fine with
I'm
that.
fine with that.
Okay, well, let's do it as a modification then. So let's make the record show that after further discussion, W-24-32 will be handled as a site plan modification. So, you've got a nice big plan there. I don't,
Yeah, I
I
was trying to
see
show
a
you the
modest plan.
entire-
Can I have this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good.
So,
Good.
So they're putting a dock back in?
Correct. Yeah, this is, I'm assuming everyone's familiar with the shopping center, the bank that was
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
recently done, and the Big Y
Yeah.
supermarket. So the Bed Bath and Beyond, as everyone knows, is currently vacant. They're proposing to, or they're trying to find multiple tenants for the space, so they wanna put a wall somewhere in here to be defined, and therefore wanna reconstruct this loading area here on the corner to accommodate whatever this new tenant is.
so what sort of loading is in the back now?
There's loading all over the back. There's
Well,
loading
on
here,
this, in this building?
over here.
Oh, it's over there.
Right, you can see this, the space, so that would be, this is the loading dock for the entire Bed Bath and Beyond. So after they split it, they want to be able to provide loading for this new tenant space.
So, here's the, do you wanna see it, that's the
Yes.
grassy.
That's
No.
correct.
Yeah, the gra-
Right.
no.
The grassy knoll,
It's about a little under 2,000 square feet.
so that's all that you're here for, is just to
That's-
remove the grassy knoll?
That's correct.
Okay.
And put in the ultimately be a new loading dock there.
Pavement, yeah,
And then
additional
put in-
pavement.
Yes.
Well, what does the new dock entail, or is there,
It's just going to be a sloped concrete pad.
okay.
I don't think they need any silt fence for this. How are you gonna,
No,
how are
what
you
I
gonna,
was-
how are you gonna do this?
The only thing that I could think of was some inlet protection. This area here drains this direction and this direction. So I was proposing some inlet protection on the two inlets that are there. I have photos of them if you'd like, but everything here drains to these two inlets, and then there's a vortex system
Yeah,
in the back here, and everything circulates through that.
So it's a fairly flat loading area, they're not doing a pit?
It's close. I don't have.
Right.
I'm not sure if I think it's going to back pitch a little bit if they wanted to do a full 4-foot dock. It was like 3 feet from grade presently, 3 feet below grade. So I think a full dock might require back pitch, and if that's the case, then I'll have to do a dry well and then a pipe connection to the vortex system.
Right.
So, are they, your construction guy, when he takes the grass out, is he gonna take it out the same day?
Yeah, it would be trucked out. It would,
Okay.
I'm not envisioning anything, stockpiling or anything
Right,
like
so-
that. And the work is a couple weeks to actually punch the hole in the wall,
There will be-
pave the back area.
No overnight, stockpiling of soil, right? No overnight stockpiling of soil, right?
Sure.
Piling soil. I don't think you need silt fence. We've got, you're gonna
I did
protect
show it
these.
back there. There's a curb there, so
Yeah.
it's kind of belt and suspenders.
Well, that's
To me, the
fine.
most important thing was getting inlet protection on
Yeah,
on
yeah,
those
yeah.
inlets.
Is this, what is this little thing?
That's a detention pond there.
Oh, okay. Oh, I've never been back there.
Yeah, I think after it goes into the vortex system, it goes into the pond and then ultimately over into the brook.
It looks like,
The poor West Brook. The poor maligned and East Brook.
is there another one of those?
Vortex systems, yeah, there's 2 of them. There's one here and there's one over here.
Is there something else further? What's that
Oh,
round
this
thing
is,
over there?
this is sanitary.
There's like a big tower? or
Yeah,
something?
this is their fire, this is for fire
Oh, interesting.
pump house.
There's a
here.
big body of water behind that pump house.
Yeah, I think this is their sanitary.
Oh, interesting, okay. It looks extremely deep.
And the soil the soil goes off-site,
Yes.
soil to be removed off-site. Because there's no place to put it here, right?
They do own everything on the other side of the brook, but
Okay, do me a favor, and just with your pen, you have your initials there. Okay. All right, I'm okay with this. Rob, you all right? You wanna make a motion, Rob?
Oh, if I can find the numerical,
Do you want my agenda?
got it. Okay, motion to approve application number W-24-32 at 14 Candlewood Lake Road.
As defined by a plan by Insight Engineering PC, with an original date of,
April 16th, 2024.
with a revision date,
Revision date of May 21st, 2024.
with all the usual stipulations.
All the usual stipulations.
Plus,
No overnight stockpiling of soil, grass, and concrete curb are removed. So
And-
they're to be moved off-site same day.
okay, I think that's it. Tom, seconds?
Second.
All right, any discussion on the motion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimous.
thank you very much.
All right, you're very welcome. All right, I'll have Michelle do this. There we go. Okay, so we got a nice big
Thank
one.
you.
All right, next is, again, I added this is a discussion about the officers. For those, I think you guys know, we have 3 officers in the bylaws. There's a chairman, a vice chairman, and a secretary. You know, the chairman's responsibility is to chair the meeting with everybody's help. The vice chairman would normally be the person, if I am not here, would be the first person to preside over the meeting, and if the vice president's not here, it would be the secretary. I don't think the bylaws have anything to say what would happen if all 3 were gone. I don't think it says anything. Now, you could probably, I think Robert's rules would say you
It
could,
trumps, then you have to vote in
if you
it.
had 3 people, you could then elect a temporary person,
Chairman.
okay? So with Michael gone, Michael was the vice chairman, so and Bob, who is not here this evening, is the secretary. Now, we do have another member, his name is Dave Frankel, and for personal reasons, he hasn't been able to join us, and they are all good reasons, I will tell you that. And he's keen to join us as soon as he possibly can. Now, he's a regular member. Now, the officers also need to be regular members, not alternates. Did I cover all the things? So, we do need to, I don't think we have to do it today, but we do need to think about coming up with I said with a vice chairman. So I wanted to leave that, for me anyways, I just wanted to leave that thought with you guys. Because even though I said you're an alternate, you certainly get to vote if you're selected, right, for that day. So we do need to think about that. Now, Bob is not here, so we don't get to really finish all the conversation, so yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
section of the bylaws was submitted with your packet tonight, so if you
Yes.
wanted to read over the descriptions of each, that might be helpful, if you wanted to know.
What they're doing, right.
And it says being the election as soon as practical at a regular meeting.
Correct, right, so it doesn't have to be today, but it needs to be
Practical.
practical.
Without divulging any information about Dave's situation, any ideas when he might be returning?
I speak with him every other week. Could be, I'm not it could be this year's end of summer, possibly, maybe.
Okay.
Okay, I mean, it is a health issue, so, so a lot
Understood.
is not known, let me say that, so.
Fully understood.
Yeah, so I know, he was a very active member when he was here, and I said, I do know, obviously he wishes his health was better and he could be here. So, that's
Unfortunately, that happens to us all.
it does. So I wanted to just leave that as a discussion. If you guys want to progress on that, we definitely can. I would like to have Bob here, candidly, so we can get as many people involved in, in the decision. So that's what I wanted to get to. It does have an implication because I have a conflict for the June 24th meeting. I cannot be here. So I don't know for sure that Bob would be here.
Who's gonna chair the meeting?
What's that?
You don't know who's gonna chair the meeting.
I don't know, because if Bob is here, he would. If the 3 of you were here,
Yep.
right, you have a quorum, and so Bob would be the without any fuss presiding officer. If Bob's not here, it's very possible we won't have a quorum, and it'll only be the 2 of you. So one of the things that we could think about, and this is a chairman's decision, I, as the chairman, can cancel any meeting with notice. So that is one of the things that we might do. We don't have any, we don't like to do that. We don't like to cancel meetings, but it is better to cancel them if you're not sure you're gonna have a quorum. We don't know, because Bob's not here. And I don't know anything about your schedule. I don't see anything, we took care of all the new business. So it is possible that we wouldn't have any new business at all.
I'm not expecting any applications to come
Right.
in, with the exception of maybe if someone really was very go-get-it and did a remediation application.
Yeah.
But you'd still have plenty of time, because it wouldn't be received then even until the 24th, I
Right.
believe.
Right. So that's something that I think there's reasons we could even today decide to cancel that meeting on the 24th. We don't have any pending business that we're aware of that's lingering, right, that we know about, that has to be done because people want to do things. Again, from a quorum standpoint, Dave will not be here. I will not be here. I can't speak for Bob. So my general idea would be to cancel that meeting. Now, we don't have to do it today. Again, as the chairman, I can do it upwards of probably the Thursday before-ish.
We can cancel up to the even
Yeah.
day. I mean, if there's no quorum,
There-
then
well,
we
there-
cancel,
yeah, but we wanna give people
We
notice.
wanna give
We
people
wanna
notice,
give
so that we
people
can let
notice,
applicants
so-
know.
Again, so I'm gonna just be quiet for a second and ask you guys to think about if you, from your schedule standpoint, if you would prefer to take that day off, then let's just plan to cancel that meeting.
Are we gonna hear from Bob?
Are we gonna hear from Bob?
Whether he'd be available for that, the 24th,
I don't know. We're not gonna hear from him tonight. I could,
in the next week and a half?
what we, there's no bylaw responsibility for members to advise about their comings and goings. As a sort of a operational thing, if you're not gonna make it, we usually send an email the day of or as soon as you know that you're not gonna be here.
I've
So
done
that-
that.
Yeah, you've done that, I've done that. Bob did it tonight, I think you'll see it in his email. So we don't have to cancel it tonight. We could see what Bob wants to do. You know, I suppose I could try and reach out to him and see if he knows sometimes, but sometimes things come up
Mm.
that you don't know about. You know, you can't plan for example, in this particular case, I can plan for it because I know I have a conflict, so I know I'm not gonna be here. But I can't speak for him. Even if I asked him tomorrow, you know, something could come up. So,
And I actually also will not be able to
and Laura's
attend
not,
this
oh yeah,
meeting.
that's right, and Laura's not gonna be here, so,
You guys going to a conference, like a land use conference?
No, would you like to go to one though? There's some coming up.
I think I'm signed up for one. I think you sent something around.
A lot of educational opportunities around, so hopefully you've got something. But no, that's not for that.
Yeah.
I just have a conflict that evening.
so, I mean, we don't cancel meetings lightly. I would say in the last year, we've probably only canceled,
I don't even know if we've canceled really a meeting in
I
the
don't
last
think
year.
in the last
One
year we've
maybe?
canceled one, but we have done it when we know, number one, there's nothing happening. Oh, we did cancel one, because we didn't have anything, and you let me know, and we said, okay, no meetings, we didn't have any business.
Reason.
So that would be my general thought, would be, without Bob here to speak for whether he knows for sure he can be here or not, would be to cancel it, but we don't have to do it today.
Why don't we set a hard date for next Thursday?
That's my phone.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Closed.
Door
Oh,
locked
shoot.
Immediately behind me.
oh, no,
But,
oh, shoot, I should have seen that, but I was busy
The
folding
janitor
papers.
came in and unhelped me.
Yeah.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was your
All
phone.
right.
I was gonna ask you, but I didn't see another phone, so I assumed it was yours.
Gosh, oh my God, that's panic.
That is crazy.
Oh, yeah. So we are on the 10th. Next Thursday is a closure? Or Wednesday? So Thursday is the 20th? Next Thursday is the 20th?
Yeah,
So, can we decide by email?
no,
No.
no,
We have to meet in person?
no, you'd have to have a meeting in we'd have to have a special meeting
To
To
cancel a
to
meeting?
cancel the meeting. Yeah, you do not wanna make any decisions outside of a meeting in emails. That is very problematic.
If we don't cancel the meeting right now, then how do we cancel it?
I can cancel it. I have, as the chairman, I have the right to cancel any
Okay.
meeting. So that would be my suggestion. I'm just gonna tell you, based on my experience, Rob.
Yep.
And Tom, I don't know about Bob. Again, he doesn't even really know sometimes until 5 minutes before the meeting.
Mhm.
We don't have any pending. I can't be here. Laura can't be here. We don't have anything. My suggestion is to just cancel the 24th. Is that?
I think the only gentleman that'd be bothered by it would be Laura Hill. I think he wants to move along, but we probably won't have a quorum anyway, so,
You may or may not.
right.
Yeah. And he does have some things he's gotta do. Which I don't think are as easy as he thinks.
I think that's part of
So-
the,
So, okay, well, then officially, we're going to cancel the June 24th meeting.
Do you need to make a motion to do that?
Nope. Okay, great, thanks,
so
guys.
it'll be July 10th?
Yeah, July 10th, and so let's leave the,
or- No, June.
No,
it's up on,
July 8th.
what does it say, Rob?
Yeah, I was in the wrong month.
Yes.
So let's leave, vice chairman discussion on the agenda as new business, please. All right, any other discussions?
Negative.
Okey-doke. Correspondence, looks like they're gonna be putting, stuff in the pond, we don't get involved in that. The review of the minutes, I didn't see anything, I don't have any suggestions. Any of you guys?
I don't.
All right, you wanna make a motion to approve them?
Motion to approve last week's minutes?
Well, not last week's, but the last meeting.
Last
They-
meeting's
Yeah,
minutes?
try, it's
I
best
went
to,
through them.
yeah, it's best to use like the date, okay? Just the
Okay.
May 13th minutes.
Motion to approve the minutes of the Inland Wetland Commission meeting May 13th, 2024.
Tom seconds.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thank you. All right, anything on informal discussion? Yeah, I don't think I have anything. All right, well then I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Sec-
All right, I made the motion to adjourn. Tom seconds. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed?